cita-cita pangwang negeri dinawi dangi atikan jeung pendidikan. Mekar arum miboga karepmu ngatik diriku
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Nice to see you again here in English learning session. Hope you are always healthy, be safe at home. So, today's learning is very interesting because it has a great relation into grammatical things in English. But before that, I would like to remind you again about our slogan, our jargon of Mekar Arum Senior High School, like, dekat, dede, imut, right? So, in English, it's supposed to be close, affectionate, and attentive. So, there you go. Our topic today, we would like to discuss about the grammatical thing, past simple, and present perfects. So, why should I like to discuss the things about past simple and present perfect? Actually, it has the main objective, of course. The main objective of learning this past simple and present perfect is because it has a great relation and connection into the reading text that you will learn already in many long or like a long passage of reading. As a language teacher, past simple and present perfect is always show up in a reading text. So let's begin our learning, of course. Let's see past simple and present perfect. So I would like to show you the things or two sentences regarding past simple and present perfect. Just take a look here. Take a look here. The first, I give you two sentences. The first one is, I lived here for 2 years. And then the second sentence is, I have lived here for 2 years. Actually, I would like to ask you, which one is correct? I lived here for 2 years and I lived here for 2 years. It's kind of different. The first sentence is present simple or present simple tense. I lived, it's supposed to be second verb or verb kedua. And then I have lived here for 2 years is present perfect. So between past simple and present perfect, we need to dig in deeper how to deliver it in a sentence of reading passage. So, well then, we're going to wait some thing to have like this one. I'm going to ask you into another slide, but just wait because the slide hasn't been shown up. Just be relaxed, take it easy. So, I would like to show you a promotion of our senior high school or kind of the thing about art in our school. So let's just happy watching before I'm going to continue this opening session. Happy watching. Okay, let's just get back again. Here, past simple and present perfect. So, last session, would like to show you two kind of sentences and how to make a differ between past simple and present perfect. And there you go. This is the sentence. These two sentences, of course, has different tenses, right? The first one is I live here for 2 years, and this one is I have lived here for 2 years. It is actually, this one is past simple. This one is present perfect. Why do I would like to discuss this? Because to make this different, it's kind of tricky one if you would like to read the long sentences in a reading passage. There you go. Next. Past simple. We're going to discuss this one first. Go to the next slide then. Here it is. Past simple. I hope you still remember about the formula of it. It's just subject followed by verb to. And remember, if you talk about verb to, it means you need to dig in deeper and remind again about irregular verb and regular verb. Of course, it's just like this. And I put here in Bahasa Indonesia actually to help you understand how to use past simple. It actually, when we use past simple, it's for an action that beginning or that began and ended in the past. So it's kind of the activity which was begun and ended in the past, right? So just imagine that past simple is something that already finished. And then again, if you want to be pretty much easy when you reading a sentence in a long paragraph or a long sentence or a long reading, you just need to find out about the signal, the time signal. Kind of when you find yesterday, last week, last month, last year, or last and blah 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 followed by time, it's supposed to be the time signal of past simple. And then you will find 2 days could be 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years ago. And this one, the last one is, you always find this in narrative text, right? Once upon a time, like that. And then, there you go. I would like to show you and remind you again about the irregular verb and regular verb. If you find the second verb or verb to in Bahasa Indonesia, this is the regular verb. The regular verb beginning from, coming from the verb 1, walk, and then you will find the regular thing at the end of the syllable like that. At the end of walk, you just need to be added like an ed. And then there you go, walked. We just need to read like this: walked, walked, walked. Just like a sound like that, okay? And then wanted, wanted. It's kind of different when you read wanted because the end of the letter is T. So this sound is very clear in here. Wanted, wanted, like added, become added and added. And this one is helped. When you read help, the second verb and the third verb is helped and helped. There you go again, decide. For the verb 1, decide, and the second, decided, and the third is decided. That's the regular. Regular here means it is, and then regular here means something regular things because we added ed at the end of the word. And irregular here means the verb 1, the verb 2, and the verb 3, it's kind of have similar things, both in the writing and in pronounce a word, okay? So it's kind of different. When you want to say this, begin, began, begun. And then this one bring, brought, brought. This one is come, came, come. And the first verb or verb 1 is fall, and then fell, and then fallen. The last thing that you do really need to remember about this one, it is kind of to be, right? But it's supposed to be included into irregular verb. Is, am, are, or is, are, am is defined as verb 1 or base form. And then this one is was were as the second verb or verb 2, and been as verb 3. Let's get it on. Next, to the next slide. This is the timeline of past simple. The timeline, when you imagine yourself how to understand about the time, imagine that you are here now. Here in the word now. I am standing here now, right now. This is now. So, I'm going to talk about this one, past time. The time, it's beginning at the past and ended at the past too, which means it is actually finished action, right? This one are some sentence of kind of an example like that. I put the red one in here, came as the second verb, forgot as a second verb, had as a second verb. From the verb one, has or have, and the second is had, and the third verb is had to. Have has, had, and had. There you go. Last year I traveled to Germany. This one is regular verb of second verb, ed at the end of the word. So, all of these sentences are past simple. And then we're just going to find the difference between past and present perfect. Let's get it on. This one is present perfect. It's for different. The formula is quite different, right? Subject, you just need to be followed by has and have, and then you need verb 3 for this one. If you find has and have, in Bahasa Indonesia, you could translate it into sudah atau telah. Sudah or telah. So it means if you meet has or have, you need to follow this word by verb 3. Or in grammatical books, the verb 3 it's supposed to be called past participle, kind of like that. The name of verb 3 is past participle. I would love to remind you again how to use have and has. At the left side, you can see for the subject I, you, we, they, we need to use have. Whether than it's different with has, we need to use has for the subject of he, she, and it. Okay? So, how to use this in the sentence and how to know that the sentence is present perfect, we would like to find out in the time signal. Kind of like this. The time signal you could find many times, several times, since, for, before, ever, and never. So, just take a deep understanding about this one, which is used for what happened, what have been happened, and then what is happened yet finished right now. Okay, there you go. We just continue. This is the timeline for present perfect. So, last session or last slide, I talked to you about this one, past. It's really ended in the past. But for present perfect, it is not ended yet, which means it's beginning from the past, but it still continue up to now, up to the present. So this is some example of sentences you could find. The formula is have or has followed by verb 3, right? So which means in this slide, this one is I have finished, have followed by verb 3, finished. She has not eaten lunch. Eaten is verb 3. And then again, have you seen that movie? Seen is verb 3. From the verb 1 is MR. The second verb is so. Was done were, was or were. And then the verb 3 is seen. And then this one is also the example of present perfect. There you go. Has followed by verb 3 and then have followed by verb 3. Actually, this is negative form, negative sentence. And this one is interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence, you just need to take has or have before the subject at the beginning. And then you put like interrogative mark at the end of the sentence. There you go again. Here we go. Another example of present perfect. I haven't been to Mecca. I have been to America. I have shared a house with roommates before. He has never forgotten my birthday. He has lived in this city for 3 years. And have you been to Europe? Have you been to Europe? It's kind of people always use these sentences when they are talking in some conversation. So that's why I say that past simple and present perfect is very much important whether in reading or in conversation. And then again, next, here you go. We are going to talk about experiences. Actually, when you talk about experiences, it is kind of present perfect and past simple and present perfect. It's quite needed a lot, like this one. See? Talking about experiences, you always tell a story about experiences, right? See this one. In English has different past verb forms to talk about the past in different way. Of course, we have past verb form about past in different way. We have irregular verb, we have regular verb, and this one. However, you often need a present verb form to talk about past. Read again. You need present verb form to talk about the past. How come? Present and past join together in a sentence. See in this next slide. Just like this. When you talk about experiences, have you ever been to Australia? This is present perfect, right? Because you find have and you find verb 3. This is present perfect. But when you answer this question, you do really need specific time to say about the past. This one, specific time 2 years ago, and this one is past simple, not present perfect. The question is present perfect and the answer is past simple. That's quite different. So what could you consider in here? You may see the time signal of the past simple is 2 years ago. Okay? There you go. Use present perfect to talk about experience in the past only if you don't mention the time. So you could say this one, present perfect, if you talk about the past, but don't mention the time. It is kind of different with this. For past simple, we mention the time. This is the verb 2 or second verb. This is the time, specific time in the past. And it actually completed action, right? And there you go. This one. So, at this side, it is talking about present perfect. You can see there is no time signal here. So you may talk in here all of this for the formula of present perfect. I have, you make abbreviation on it. Have become have, up, like that, yeah? You put an apostrophe and then you contract it or abbreviate it into V and A. I've tried windsurfing. I've never been bungee jumping. Have you ever been skydiving? It is all present perfect because we didn't find any time on it, any specific time. And different with this one, it is past simple because we find specific time like 3 years ago. It means something that finished in the past. And this one, I didn't do exercise a lot last year. Last year is specific time in the past. And did you eat a lot of gado-gado when you were in Indonesia? When you were in Indonesia, it means something in the past. When you were in Indonesia, did you eat a lot of gado-gado like that? So, it is all of this has a specific time in the past. It means the activity begin in the past and ended in the past. There you go again. Next slide. I'm going to take you back into the first question when I'm showing the slide. What is the correct one for this one? I put these two sentences at the beginning and I give the explanation with different kind of sentence. The first one, I lived here. Lived, remember you need to say D sound at the end, lived like that. I lived here for 2 years. It's kind of a mistake. Why it's supposed to be a mistake? In there, we find time, signal, and specific time, right? But it is wrong because you put 4. 4 is used for present perfect. So, if you would like to say for these sentences, you just better to say with specific time like ago, 2 years ago. I lived here 2 years ago, which means you have been living there in the past 2 years and do not anymore. Right now, you are not living there anymore. So, how about this one? This is the true or correct one. This is correct one too. This is false or wrong, incorrect, the first one. This one, I have lived here for 2 years. See, 4 is a time signal for present perfect, which means you are talking about an action or a state that is still continuing up to the present, okay? I hope this will help you to remind or dig in deeper or understand or comprehend about past simple and present perfect. So, nice to see you. So, I think this is the end of the session. Hope you are going get some point on it. And don't forget, learn at home, build the student attendance, and answer some reflection question about our learning session today, okay? Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.